Well, I guess 56 is better than 96. It's a sad day in the Department of Justice and its corrupt operation when admitting to a federal judge in a recent filing that they've violated 56 court orders in 547 cases that have been filed in New Jersey just since December, that's a good week for the Department of Justice because it's almost half of what they have violated in Minnesota when 2 weeks ago, Chief Judge Schultz in Minnesota did his own survey and figured out that they had violated 96 orders related primarily to the Great Writ, the writ of habeas corpus, which is the individual right that people have if they've been made to disappear as part of Donald Trump's migrant removal policies to get before a federal judge. It's called the Great Writ for a reason. It's the embodiment of our due process right under the Fourth Amendment, and it's been violated by confession by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Department of Justice in New Jersey alone 56 times. But there's something beneath that story. Now that I've got your attention, there's a link between Jordan Fox, this person who just wrote a very conciliatory letter from the Department of Justice. I thought ChatGPT wrote it, telling a federal judge, we're so sorry, we're so contrite about the violations in the last 2 months in New Jersey, and it shouldn't happen. The rule of law is so important. I'm like, who is this person? Who is this Jordan Fox? Aha, I figured it out. One, she's supremely connected to Emil Bovey, Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer. They worked together in a law firm in New Jersey. And Emil Bovey is now, after doing all that destruction the first 3 months as effectively the acting attorney general for Donald Trump, he got promoted to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals that sits over where? New Jersey. And now his associate, Jordan Fox, formerly known as Jordan Stefanacci, she is lobbying. Effectively, she needs 17 votes from the district court judges of New Jersey, of which one is the person she just wrote to try to get the permanent job to replace Alina Habba as U.S. attorney. So all the smarmy brown-nosing that I found in the letter, I was like, who is this person? And how much longer is she going to be in the department? Aha, she's campaigning. She's trying to get the 17 votes. She's got 2 competitors in her own office, but she's got the inside track. Donald Trump wants her. And she's close to Emil Bovey. How convenient that whenever the Department of Justice comes into the Third Circuit Court of Appeals and makes an argument, and Emil Bovey is on the panel from New Jersey, then he gets to look at his associate, who's the U.S. attorney advocating for the Department of Justice. The corruption. It stinks to high heaven. I'm Michael Popak. You're on the Midas Touch Network and on Legal AF. All right, let's get down to it. 3 weeks ago, Chief Judge of Minnesota, Chief Judge Schultz, did his own survey, determined that there were 96 violations. It's no laughing matter, but there's 96 violations of court orders, meaning contempt behavior. We call it contumacious behavior in the business. In just since January, among just ICE. He was so flabbergasted by it, he said, I'm going to hold people in contempt as a result if it happens ever again. And he said this is more than any agency probably in history has ever experienced in terms of violating and defying court orders in their entire history, let alone in the month of January. And I thought that was bad. I thought maybe that's the high watermark. No. So apparently a federal judge ordered, because she didn't do it voluntarily, Jordan Fox, who's one of 3 people running the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Jersey since Alina Habba got effectively fired and promoted to go work for Pam Bondi after she got rejected by several courts from holding the U.S. Attorney's position beyond 120 days. So Jordan Fox, along with 2 colleagues, they split up the role. This is a way for Donald Trump to do an end run around the confirmation process and the appointment clause of the Constitution. He just won't name another U.S. attorney. He'll just divide and conquer. He'll divide the office into 3 parts. He'll give Jordan Fox one part. Somebody's going to run the administrative unit. Somebody's going to run the criminal unit. She's going to run the civil unit. We're good, right? No, you're not good. That's still a violation of the Constitution and of the appointments clause. You can't just go, we're just not going to have a U.S. attorney, if that's what you guys want. Just appoint somebody that can garner the votes and the support that's not so controversial, that's not a political hack. Now, I don't know much about Jordan Fox. Frankly, she hasn't been on planet Earth that long. She hasn't been a lawyer that long. I don't know if she's 7 years out of law school, 8 years out of law school. I'm sure she's a very nice person, but should she be the U.S. attorney for the top 5 Department of Justice agency in the country? Probably not. If she wasn't connected to Emil Bovee, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals judge, would they be considering her? Probably not. So when I got the letter, I know the headline for most mass media was U.S. Department of Justice official admits 56 violations of court orders to federal judge. Nah, not so fast. The reason for the conciliatory tone of the letter, which I thought was really written by ChatGPT at one point, and the solicitous nature of it, smarmy. Of course, we honor the rule of law, Your Honor. Thank you for recognizing that since we took over, we're really trying to comply. I was like, is there a trash can in my hotel room I can throw up in? But now I understand why. Because she's got to get 17 votes. And she's working hard. And she's working the hallways. And she's brown-nosing her way into trying to get the 17 votes. Why 17 votes? Because while there's a vacancy, there's only one entity that can appoint an interim U.S. attorney once Donald Trump got done with his first appointment, which was Alina Habba, for 120 days. That's the district court judges of that district. There's 17 of them that can vote. And she's working the refs. She's working the votes. Let me read to you from the letter. Let me just get myself together here. Here's the letter that she just wrote where she confesses. But now you have the context. Emil Bovee buddy, right? Trying to get the votes. Dear Judge Farbiaz, I greatly appreciate the opportunity as a senior Department of Justice official. Listen, I'll try not to do this too smarmy, but it's hard. To submit a declaration detailing the compliance of respondents, that's the government, with court orders in this district just from December 5 to present. I greatly appreciate Your Honor's recent recognition in another case that this office's effort to ensure respondents' compliance is thoughtful and reflects intensity of senior level focus. We will continue to act with the utmost vigilance. Like what? Where are we? Talk about gaslighting. To prevent self-report and ensure compliance with court orders during this unprecedented period of immigration filings. Unprecedented period of immigration filings? You mean the wholesale violation of civil liberties and civil rights by your boss, Donald Trump, leading to individual human beings bringing over 547 writs of habeas corpus petitions in the month of December alone? I agree. Our office takes adherence to court orders very seriously, she writes.